I'm nervous for some weird reason. There's so many questions. Like, why the fuck are there so many questions? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shadow, and today we are doing a little Q&A. Like, yeah, woohoo! This is basically make up for the fact that there's like not a lot of content right now. There'd be a lot more if it wasn't so damn hot right now. Like the UK is in a big heat wave. Basically, we're doing a little Q&A. I asked you guys on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube if you had any questions, and there was a lot of questions. A lot came from like one person. I did say like several questions is great, and you guys delivered. So I'm going to spill some beans. I'm going to spill some tea, and we're going to like do this. This is probably going to be a long Q&A, but it's going to be better than recording it for 3 hours in a boiling room. And I'm doing this at night, by the way, because it's just a little more chilled out. It's like very chilled out. I just got another question. No, there's already loads. First one is from my best friend Shannon. What's the hardest part about filming my videos? Well, you know, my videos aren't like, I don't think they're that stressful to make, but there is definitely like hard parts to it. So like, for example, I need to kind of feel like I am entertaining for like the whole 2 hours, even though a majority of people, I don't think they're there for the well, I think a lot of people are here for the personality, which is weird because the watch time is very high for this channel. It's very high on videos, so I'm guessing a lot of people are here for me, so thank you very much. But it's kind of like stressful being entertaining all the time and making sure everything's okay. I think the hardest part is just being entertaining and feeling like, oh, this is something that people would want to watch. I think that's the harder part for me personally. The fact that I kind of have to be entertaining for like a majority of the time, which isn't too difficult when you're a comedy genius like me, but like I've been told that my commentary style is quite unique in some ways, where I just talk a load of shit and just wing it, and I think that's what people like. Also, managing time. I think managing when I record is also quite difficult, to be completely honest, because it's just like planning on when I want to do games. I don't want to have too much on a channel, but at the same time I want to do all these stuff, and it's kind of difficult. Right now I've just got 2 games on a channel, which is great, but like it's kind of difficult managing what you want to do. So I'd say managing and being entertaining. I think those are the kind of 2 hardest parts about making videos. There's probably a few more, but I think those 2 are the more obvious, harder parts that are like straight up like in my face all the time, you know? My bestie Eve. I'm saying all these in like such a weird way. Like I just said my best friend and then my bestie. Eve is wondering what my favorite cocktail is, or in her words, what is your fave cocktail, bestie? bestie. I really enjoy mojitos, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it's such a nice, refreshing kind of drink. I was having one, I got my vaccine on a day, and I was feeling like, I don't know if you're allowed to drink after you get the vaccine, but I did anyway, and I was drinking mojitos, and it was so nice. Like, oh, it was so damn relaxing. I loved the mojitos so much. Mojitos are so good. I love mojitos, especially like on a very warm summer day. So probably mojito. I also like really like daiquiris. So mojitos and daiquiris, basically stuff that kind of the alcohol's a little, you can't taste it a lot, but you know it's there. I don't like it when like the alcohol is extremely strong, even though I am a very heavy gin drinker. I think that's very obvious in one of my Dark Souls episodes where I just was pissed on the gin. So I am a very heavy gin drinker. I drink my gins very strong, but probably a daiquiri and mojito, to be honest. Those are probably the go-tos. Kyle asked 4 questions, so he's a legend in my book. Kyle, I also filmed a video with Kyle on this channel. It'll probably be in the description because he's also asking another question that relates to it. But if you want to see it, go in the description. But Kyle asked the first question: when you're up to, what are you up to? Messed up. What are you up to when you're not creating content? I mean, I think it's just different in the seasons. Like in the summer when I'm not creating content, I'm probably like dying outside, reading books. Like I've got a big collection of Resident Evil books that I've been trying to read for the past like year, but the summer is finally when I've caught up to it. There's also like a Resident Evil, what is it? Legend of Zelda manga series that I've been reading on Twilight Princess. I've been reading that as well, but reading in the sun mainly. That's how I've ended up tanned as hell. Is like and burned like. I'm like, I also like gardening. I've discovered that I like gardening. You know, I just cleaned out my garden. I was like cleaning out the dead plants. I was watering the existing plants that are like the plants we have in our garden. We we stole them from the neighbor because they were moving and they didn't have a clue what they were, and then we've got them now and they're like massive big plants that have blossomed into their own thing. Like we've got roses, we've got this big other plant that's massive. Like these are like my babies now, and I just want to look after them. I'm just like, when I'm sitting outside, I'm like, do you need water? Are you okay? And I like, they're kind of surrounding the chair that I sit in when I read, and I'm just like, these are good vibes. These are good vibes that I like. So I've been liking I sound so old. I love gardening and reading. So I try and like go on as many walks as possible just when I can, when I'm not like store or anything. I try and go on walks, and I'm one with nature, as they say. I really like nature. I'm very like, I love the outdoor world because I just love going on walks and finding places. Like one day, I think it was last year, I just went on a walk and I ended up somewhere and I was like, where the hell am I? I don't know. But it's called cows. I think it was with Shannon, the person asked the first question. Like we both went on a walk and we just did not know where we went, and it was just like, it looks nice, it's a nice place. And the funny thing was, it was pouring rain, so I am one with nature basically when I'm not content creating. Like I am outside, I am enjoying nature. I'm even going on walks during winter, to be honest. Also listening to vinyl, listening to a lot of music. I have a massive vinyl collection and I'm just blasting like really like peaceful or cheerful songs. I don't know, my music thing is very wide. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I do try and hang out with my friends when my brain lets me. Go on walks and just chill out with them, really, because it's nice to have a friend. And that is a Taylor Swift reference. What's my new kitten called? Oof. I didn't know my cat was in my room, okay, but my kitten's name is Ellen. We got Ellen like 3 weeks ago, and he's kind of ruined my sleep schedule, but my sleep schedule is always going to be a mess. But that's Ellen. He is a male and he's a grey cat and he's adorable. I love him so much, even though he's like he causes so much chaos. But when he's sleeping, he's like a little cutie. There's kind of a theme with our cat's name. And also the dog. The dog we kind of adopted when he was like really old, so we couldn't change his name. His name's Tiger. But with the cats, we have Iggy, Lemmy. Well, Iggy, like as in Iggy Pop. Lemmy from, I don't know. Lemmy, I only know Iggy Pop's name. But like there's Lemmy from Moorhead. Bowie, David Bowie. We did have another cat called Manson. Marilyn Manson. I think that's obvious, I hope. Yeah, we have Elton as in Elton John. So there's kind of like a theme with our cats where they're named after music. Like big celebrities, basically. Musical, like people in the music industry. I was hoping to have the cat be named Tay Tay after Taylor Swift. My sister wanted Lord. But unfortunately my dad won. So we're stuck with Elton. What content creators influenced you the most? I feel like this like changes all the time. Like there's always going to be like 3, I think, they won't change, but it always kind of changes. as the people around me change. I think the ones that have been consistent, like for the past like 3 years, I guess, have been Bright Time, who's a very good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine. You'll see why in the next couple of questions. Bright Time, she's always just like got a positive energy around her. Like she's always positive in her videos, and she's like such a great person. So I try and be like that, but at the same time, I'm like a shit poster. I just try and have fun, but like I try and do have like a positive kind of energy in my videos. Like her, it's just her videos are so fun to watch, and I just want that experience. So that's kind of influential, influencing influencing to me. There's also another content creator called Mars, who's kind of been consistent in the influence that like I have. I think, is that how you say it? Like I've got the most influence from them. I've always enjoyed Mars's content. I think I've been subscribed since 2018. I think it was when she was playing Bloodborne, but she's kind of like been influential. Why can't I say this damn word? She's always gonna be an influential or influencing in like let's play content styles, and she's always entertaining. And like I love watching her let's plays, and I hope that I give off that energy to other people. It's like, oh, I love watching I doubt people say that, but I was like, I love watching Shadowlager play games. I like Mars is basically my go-to of games that are like coming out, and she does a let's play on them. I'm basically like, oh, I'll definitely watch all of Mars playthroughs on it. I think like for OG stuff, Vanoss, I know like Vanoss was like very big. I always watched his videos, and like I was like, oh my gosh, that's so fun and chaotic. I kind of loved the chaoticness of his videos. That's where some of the edits I used to do, that was kind of where that was from. PewDiePie as well, his like older videos and kind of his Minecraft let's play that he done last year, that kind of influenced me. And PewDiePie's always been like a very big influencer when it comes to gaming content, and he's kind of like an OG when it comes to the big gaming content. So he's kind of been influencing on my content, of course, because I always watched him and I always like loved his videos so much. I looked up to him quite a lot actually as a kid, quite a lot. Of course, like the list is completely different to when I was asked this in like my 1000 subscriber video. I think like some of them are the same, but there's definitely stuff that's changed. When I first created my channel, I think the biggest influence was Stampy Longhead, because I used to play like Minecraft. I used to do Minecraft videos. So like he was the one that was like, oh, I want to do that. I want to do the same as him, and and that's basically how I started. Well, it's not like he's not like why I started, but I watched his Minecraft stuff and I'm like, I want to do Minecraft videos too. I also done Resident Evil content. I was variety back then still. He was not the main reason. Like, he was not the one big reason. There was several different content creators I've forgotten, but when it came to the Minecraft content I used to do, he was one. And the last question from Kyle is, what's my favourite series / video that's been made? As I said before, there's this one cooking video that I made with Kyle that's probably like one of my favourite videos of all time. I think it's like one of the most entertaining things that I've done. And I really enjoyed it. It's like an Apex Legends challenge. Oh, I tried to play that game on my PC recently and it's just a shit show. I miss when Apex ran on my PC. But it was like an Apex Legends challenge, and it went horribly. But the video that came out of it was so funny. Like, I loved that video so much, and so many other people did as well. I think it was like, it's still one of my greater videos on this channel, like, of all time. I think like so many people loved it, and I got like a decent amount of views as well. Favorite series though, it's difficult because I don't know if it changes, but it's kind of just due to the nostalgic stuff that comes from it that it's my favorite series. The nostalgic reason is like, it was kind of the first PC series that I done, and that's why I love it so much. And that's like Resident Evil HD Remake. I love that series so much. I kind of watch it. I don't watch my videos a lot, but I kind of watch that series back, and I'm like, I loved when I say time was easier, but I hated life back then. I think I hated life. But Resident Evil Remake, HD Remake is probably one of my favorite series of all time on the channel. We literally just walked into my room and screamed at the top of our lungs. But Final Fantasy 15 is probably also one of my favorite series of all time. I really resonated with Final Fantasy 15, and I'm glad I played it on YouTube, to be honest. It's one of my favorites. Like, I highly recommend people watch Final Fantasy 15 at least. But if you want to watch my favorite series, it's a competition between Final Fantasy 15 and Resident Evil HD Remake. I think Final Fantasy 15 might be the better one, but if you do want to watch both, I recommend it because it's my favorite. I do have a tab on my playlist section about my favorite, my personal favorite series that I've done on the channel that you can check out if you want to. It's just got like all the playlist of my my let's plays. I'm covered in hair. Bright Time had a lot of questions. We're going to breeze through the ones that are... Yeah. So the first one that appears is there are 5 sisters. All of them are busy. Anne is reading, Mary is doing ironing, Kay is playing chess, and Abby is cooking. What is the 5th sister doing? And I'm going to assume that the 5th sister is playing with Kay at chess, because it kind of takes 2 people to play chess unless you're practicing, which is weird. If Jimmy had 3 jars of sweets and I took 1 jar, how long do you think it will take me to get the other 2 instant. Header them and then just grab the other 2 jars. That's you sorted within seconds. How many shirts can you put on before it gets difficult? I'm not going to try that during a heat wave, but I'd probably assume 20? I'd say 20. I think I'd be able to squeeze them on and not suffer. How big is a killer whale? It's probably like the size of 40 people, like just lying down. Or maybe 30 people. I'm not sure. I failed math. Why are they called killer whales? Because they can kill you, I think. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. I'd be scared of 7 too. Why for birds suddenly appear? The government. Next question. Where are all the God of War videos? God of War is cancelled. No. It's hot. I've edited 2 videos though, and I'll try and upload them. But God of War soon. God of War soon. Okay. God of War soon. Can I have your kitten? Do you want to go with He said no. He said no. If you could be any animal, what animal would you be? I'd probably be a cat, because they might be moody bastards if you have another cat, but I think they have a good life if they're not being shat on by their owner. I think they'd have a good life. You're just sleeping about, eating, chasing everything, then going to sleep again. It seems like a very good life. What's the weirdest thing that happened to you? Now, I've been thinking about this for like 7 hours, and I don't think there's been like a big weird thing that's happened to me. Like one time as a kid, I remember that I woke up in the middle of the night and there was like a shadow outside of my like window, and my window used to be like a back alley, and like the light was on but there was just a shadow. There was literally no person, and then the shadow was gone. I don't know if my little brain was just like didn't see anything, but I remember that very clearly, and it was quite horrifying, to be honest. I was like, oh my god, I thought I was gonna die. But I think like a weird thing in like a more annoying way that happened to me was once in academy, I was like in an art class with someone, and like he was stabbing me with a pencil, so I tried to grab the pencil to stop him, and then he stabbed me. He fucking stabbed me in a fucking school as well. Fucking shambles in it. So he stabbed me. That little thing there, basically, you guys saw that. He stabbed me and the pencil lead got stuck in my hand. We got it out. I had to go to like sick bay, but when I got back, the teacher was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to give you a detention for wasting time." I'm just like, what the fuck? So I went to the detention because I'm like, right, I don't care. I'm gonna see what this is about because it'd be a good laugh to tell everyone. So I went to the detention and she was like, it was a different person that was at the detention because I don't know why. So basically, I had to write an apology letter to my art teacher explaining why I wasted time. And I remember that the letter went like it was something along the lines of, I'm sorry that I was wasting time by getting stabbed by a pencil. I should not have been messing around, and I won't do it again. And I got away with that later, and I just couldn't believe it. That's one of the weirdest things that's happened to me. My life's very weird, but I think of it as normal just because of how much weird stuff has happened. I think, like, it's not weird stuff in like, oh my gosh, I saw a ghost, but it's like weird as in like, what the fuck, mate? That was something that was weird. I've still got the mark. I can tell my kids that I got stabbed. Like, oh my gosh, what happened to you in academy? Got stabbed. Got stabbed by a pencil. What's your fave game that is not Resident Evil or FF, which is Final Fantasy? If I'm saying like without Resident Evil or Final Fantasy, I'd probably say Bloodborne is one, like probably number one if I'm not including Resident Evil or Final Fantasy. Bloodborne would probably be number one because I really loved Bloodborne. Like Bloodborne was amazing. It was my first kind of Soulsborne game and I loved Bloodborne to bits. I remember watching everyone's playthrough after I finished the game. My first playthrough is on YouTube, but like I adored Bloodborne so much. It's one of my personal favorites as well. I'd also include Stardew Valley and The Sims as well as Minecraft. I'm very offline games I play, like they're basically just sandbox stuff, and they're one of my favorites. Like Minecraft, I probably have like 3,000 hours on. I have a lot of memories with Minecraft, like Sims 4 I have like 900 hours, and Stardew Valley I have 300 hours on all platforms. So I'm kind of like obsessed with those games, and those are probably like my favorite games of all time. Who is your best friend and why is it Bright Time? Well, Bright Time actually stabbed me with a knife, not a pencil this time, and then she didn't apologize, she just like gave me chocolate and we kind of just stuck with each other and we're kind of best friends now. We play Final Fantasy almost every day when it's not fucking boiling. Like, well, I'm dying right now and I can barely be in my room and I kind of miss Final Fantasy, but I literally cannot play it because I am in my room and it's hot. It's hot. So yeah, we just kind of play Final Fantasy and Phasmophobia, and I think we're going to try and collab, but I don't know when and I don't know how. But we'll do it soon. Is this enough questions? There's loads. Where's my dream holiday? New York. I was meant to go to New York last year actually, but the whole COVID situation hit and we were locked inside. So I will go to New York eventually. I will get to New York. I will get to my New York dream. I will do it. I'll make it. I'll get there. Favorite pizza? Meat feast or vegetarian? I say vegetarian. Meat feast or veggie supreme. Like they're very like big differences. But I love meat feast and I love veggie supreme, which is just like vegetables overload. I absolutely love them both, to be honest. And like sometimes I eat veggie supreme a little bit more than meat feast, so I'd probably go with veggie supreme. The next question is from Sarah, and her question is, what keeps you happy in life?
Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift.
Music can kind of make me really happy. Just because you can resonate with them. Music can really make me a little bit happy in life. When there's like an artist going to release a new like song or an artist, I find them like, oh my gosh, I'm excited to see them grow. That's one thing that keeps me happy. I think also having like friends that are very supportive and like my family, that are very supportive as well. That makes me kind of really happy in life. Video games, video games, and this channel kind of keeps me happy in life. even though I kind of gave up on it in the first half of this month. But I'm back. I'm like back, and because I noticed how much I missed it and how much like how miserable I was without it. Like this channel, I should never have given up with it, but like I've now realized how much happiness this channel gives me. So probably this channel as well. But I mean, continuing on from earlier, like I've just found a new artist, or like they're new to me, but Japanese Breakfast Jubilee, I bought that album on vinyl, and I highly recommend you guys listen to that album because it's so incredible. Like I love that album so much. It's not full of joy, but there's so much. It's just so fresh to me, and I love the album so much. So I recommend you guys listening to Jubilee by Japanese Breakfast from Areas Master. Sorry. Do you have a rough idea of what you want to be doing in the future? No. No, I don't. I am recently just leaving a course that I thought was meant to be my life. I was on an ethical hacking course, and now I'm switching to something completely different because of how miserable ethical hacking made me. I really, like, I was struggling with ethical hacking. I hated every minute of it, and it made me miserable, and I noticed that it made me miserable 3 years too late. Well, it's not too late, but I could have recognized it a little sooner, and the thing is I never had a plan B because I thought that ethical hacking and computing would be the one route that I go down that would be consistent, but no. Absolutely not. I kind of just, yeah. I I didn't have a plan B, so I don't know what I'm doing with. I hope that this is the path that I continue. I'm going into arts and social science, which I don't have a clue. I have no idea if that's going to work out for me. But I'd probably get a job if uni doesn't work out. Just a job in retail or something. I say that I'd get a job. I literally cannot find a job. No one wants me. I've been trying to like find a part-time job so I can get some money, but like no job wants me. So maybe I just die. I'd stop. I'd literally just stop because this is just, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming life. I just want to be happy, you know. I just want to have a happy future in a nice garden. The second question is there a video game character that you have ever connected with the most? If so, can you say why? Yes. I really connected with Final Fantasy 15's Prompto. He, well, before the pandemic happened, I was actually working on myself to get fitter. It kind of went down the drain. I had stress eat a lot because it's something that happens when I was on my previous course, and I was just really fucked up basically. Well, after I watched the miniseries and Prompto's episode came up, I was just like, I literally sobbed because I'm like, I relate so much to him. Like because I was going through like workout stuff, and I was just like, I actually like relate so much to him, and it melts my heart, and it like kind of broke my heart. I'm like, this is really inspiring to kind of work on yourself and get skinnier healthily. Like they kind of showed that it was a healthy growth, and I'm like, I want to do this. I want to be able to like feel happier in my body. Hey, it's editing me. I am jumping in here because I feel like I was extremely brutal with myself when I was talking about how much I related to Prompto's character in Final Fantasy 15. For him to feel like he had confidence within himself, he went on a healthy weight loss journey so that one day he could have the confidence to actually speak with Noctis. And that's something that I related to a lot, was the fact that I don't feel comfortable or confident with myself right now, because I feel like the first thing people will be like is, oh, this still sounds bro, but it's less bro than what I was last night. But it's like, oh, he's like, he looks like this, he looks like that, he sounds like this. I'm like, so Prompto healthily changed himself so he had the confidence to actually speak with Noctis and speak with other new people, because he was lonely as a kid. Like he didn't have the confidence as a kid. So when he lost all this weight and was finally confident with himself, he spoke with Noctis, and I felt like I really kind of ow. I really kind of related to that in a way, and it really made me emotional. And hopefully, I can get myself healthily, steady with my weight loss, so that I can hopefully feel confident with myself. Because right now, I just don't feel confident. I don't like how I look, and I don't like it. Like I kind of want the confidence in life. So that's kind of one character that I have become attached to within a video game. And that is the less brutal answer. You're welcome. Miki Games asks, would you ever want to be a bigger / full-time content creator? I don't know. Like, I think it'd be nice because having a more remote job would probably be better for my health. But I don't know. I feel like it'd be a lot of stress for me, and I'm like a very stressed out person anyway, but I feel like it's not a consistent job. Like, if I was ever at a point where it's like consistently comfy when it comes to like bringing income in, then maybe, but I'm not sure. I think I just preferred it to be a hobby because I find it more fun and like there's less pressure if it's just a hobby. Like, I can get away with like just uploading for fun and uploading with an inconsistent schedule. But if I was to do it full time, I'd have to keep doing like daily and doing as much as I can to make the quality of the videos better and like keep improving my skills. But if I'm just doing the same things as a hobby, then I don't really have anything to worry about. What's my preferred genre of music to listen to? Just anything that I like, really. Like a lot of Taylor Swift. But there's like pop, alternative. Recently I've been listening to some rock, but not too much. I think it's just like stuff that I like, I guess. If it's on, I won't mind it. Like, I'm one of those people that just, if it's on, I won't skip it. Like, I'll see how it is. If it's really bad, if it's disgustingly bad, I'll skip it. But if it's like something that's bearable, I'm like, oh, this is quite like nice tune. Yeah, I'll listen to it. Preferred genre, so probably just pop and alternative, because yeah, my favorites are Taylor Swift, X-Ray, Daughter, Paramore, and I liked Wallow's first album, Nothing Happens, but I don't like the rest of their stuff, which is unfortunate. I think that's like the preferred artist and like the kind of preferred genre that you'd expect from me, I guess. Also video game music. I listen to a lot of that. Like, it's very relaxing. It's probably going to be in my Spotify Wrapped thing. That's like, oh my gosh, this is the thing you listen to most, and it's Concerned Ape with Stardew Valley music. Heather asks, what's your favorite video game memory? There's a lot of video game memories that I have as like a kid when I was with my family or with my like siblings and that, playing games, especially Minecraft. I think Minecraft, just like the late at night and the music just blasting through my TV while I'm building a house or trying to survive in survival mode. I think Minecraft has a lot of memories that's like sat with me forever. Basically, I'll always kind of just remember late nights with Minecraft music blaring through the TV and just relaxing. Resident Evil 5 as well. I think me and my friend John, we played the game and we were just expecting to play it for a few hours, but we ended up just sitting through the whole game within 4 hours. A semi-speed run, and we sat through the whole game co-op, just blasting through it, and it was so much fun. I remember it so well. Like, we just sat, I think we finished at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and that was that. We finished the game in 4 hours. I had experience though, of course, because I played the game since like it came out, and I think this was 2013, 2014, I don't know, it was sometime. But Like, we just sat through the game in one sitting, and that's something that I remember very well. I also remember Christmas. One Christmas we got, me and my brother got Left 4 Dead 2, and we just sat playing Dead Motel? Dead Center? I think it's Dead Center, the Dead Center campaign. We played that on Christmas Day. You know. What a weird thing to remember. Oh, on Christmas Day I slaughtered a bunch of zombies in a mall. But I have good memories of just playing Dead Center and Left 4 Dead 2 on Christmas Day, and that was very nice as well. That was like a very good thing that I remember. There's so many like things that I remember, but the favorite video game memories are probably those three, to be honest. Just the fact that it's just sat with me all this time, so I think those are probably the things I remember so well, because life was easier back then, you know, easier for me anyway. It's editing me again. There were 2 questions, and I'm like, I don't want to leave people out of the Q&A, you know, so we're going to answer these 2 questions now before we get on to the final 3 questions. Okay, Bright Time asked if she can ask more questions, and I said the video's already packed to the brim in it. Jay Jammer asks, what's my dream job? I mean, my dream job was ethical hacking, or like computing science related. However, I figured out that I didn't like that. But maybe working at Capcom would be pretty cool. I think that'd be a very good dream job to have. Like, even if it's not programming, more in the sense of just being a part of the community at Capcom and like, you know, community manager or something. I think that'd be a pretty fun job experience. Or maybe like a singer going on a world tour and just like meeting up with everyone, making sure everyone has the best time of their life. I think that'd be fun. You know, if I had the voice and if I had the lyrics, I'd be charging you guys £40 per ticket. And that's a true discount, because the original ticket would be $40.99, so you get £1 off. Johnny Kegs asks, why are you so precious and handsome? Well, the precious and handsome is a lie. It was all a lie. Maybe I just get nervous, and maybe the only time I'm precious and handsome is when I'm around you. We are on the last 2 questions now, and they're both from Jill Valentine. Oh shit, 3 questions. The first question they ask is, why did you start your channel? It's a long story, and this video is 52 minutes long, so I might answer it in more depth in a separate video if you guys really want to. But the main reason I started my channel was because I was lonely. Basically, long story short, I was lonely. But if you guys want more depth, because that's just like one side of it, but if you guys want more depth, let me know if you want a video on it, because it's kind of like a serious topic, and it's kind of it's like a big part of me as to why I started my channel. But if you guys want to know, let me know. I can make a video about it. It's like, it's not emotional, it's just like why I done it. All the way back in 2013, 14, something. Has any game made you rage quit so much that you stopped playing it? I think so. I think Red Dead Redemption 2, it wasn't ragey, but it was just super slow for my liking compared to the first game, so I stopped playing that. Sekiro, I tried to play it like this year, but I failed miserably and just stopped playing it altogether. I don't know if there's another game that's made me just like completely rage quit and stop playing it completely. I don't think there has been. I think I've always tried to finish the game and finish the game that I'm playing, so I don't think there's been a game that I've massively rage quit to. Maybe Mortal Kombat Online. I played that once and just completely stopped because fuck that. The last question: console or PC? While I do kind of prefer the keyboard and mouse for first-person shooter games, I'm kind of stuck with console when it comes to most games, because that is all my PC can. Well, my PC can handle a lot, so I try and play on PC as much as possible, but I'm kind of more of a console player just because of my PC being a big potato. But I have been recording for 55 minutes. This Q&A was meant to be short, but my room's cool, so that's fine. Thank you guys for all the questions. It means the world to me that you guys wanted to know about me so well. If you guys enjoyed it, remember to leave a like and subscribe, as it helps a lot. And I shall be editing this, and I will speak to you guys soon. Let's Plays will be back soon. I'm editing a few videos, so we'll get them out and as soon as possible. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will speak to you guys soon, and yeah, that's it for me. That was a big Q&A, but that's it for me. We done a big Q&A. You guys got to know me a bit more, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.